Hey vinyl community, it's Amy. I have another haul video for you. I actually didn't have a lot, but then this past weekend I went record shopping at Redscroll Records in Connecticut, and I bought a ton of stuff. So I thought, well, I might as well do a haul video, and I also got something else in the mail today that I was excited about. So yeah, I'm going to show you a few things that I got, and I'm excited about a couple of these. They're pretty cool finds, and yeah, so without further ado, the first thing I got, I got this, not this past weekend, but the weekend before. I went to the Brooklyn Flea record show, and I actually wasn't going to go. I was going down to the city for a show. I was seeing Land of Talk and Little Scream in Brooklyn, and I knew about the record fair, but it was supposed to rain all day. And the forecast kept looking a little bit better. And I thought, okay, well, maybe we can go, but it just seemed like it was probably going to be rainy and not a great time to try to go buy some records outdoors. So, but then at the last second I said, well, it looks pretty okay, so why don't we just try to go? So we went down there and got there about 4, a little after 4, so about an hour or two before the record show ended. And so, you know, things were pretty picked clean by that point, but I was really happy that they had, there were a bunch of different record labels there and everything. And I had seen earlier in the day when they posted that they're going to have the Frankie Cosmos album, and it was going to be a copy on blue vinyl. Now, the copy that I have, if you remember from my unboxing video, is on clear vinyl with a white splatter. But I didn't even know that they had a blue copy available. And when I went, they had one copy left, and the booth rep told me that the way it was designed was that the sky blue one, you'd take the clear with the white splatter and lay it on top of this blue one, and it would create the effect of clouds in the sky, which I thought was really cool. And of course that sold me on the record. I mean, not that it really took that much. I did it selling. I really wanted to have the blue copy too, because I like collecting all different pressings of a record that I like. I mean, I know some people, they just want one pressing and that's fine, but I'm kind of a little OCD that way, and I want all the pressings. So yeah, so I picked this up. I was pretty excited about that because really this blue vinyl is really nice, and this is the last copy that they had. So apparently this one was sold in record stores, while the clear with the white was only available through pre-order. But I can't remember how many of these were made, but they weren't exactly abundant either, because most of them I think are now on black. So so here it is. Here's that beautiful blue. It's a really, really gorgeous record. I really like it. And if you look over on my Instagram, I actually have a photo of the clear one and this one, and then the clear with the white laying on top of this to create that clouds in the sky effect. So, you know, go over to my Instagram, check that out. I have, I think, all my social media links in the bottom here. So yeah, so I picked this one up. It was late in the day, so they gave me a good deal on it, which was pretty awesome. Yeah, so I have this one now in my collection, which is pretty cool. And then that was all I bought, actually, at the Brooklyn Flea. It really was late in the day, and I knew that I was going to be going to a concert straight from there, and I really didn't want to have to haul around too many records, especially because I knew I was going to buy some merch when I got to the Land of Talk show, and I did. That show, by the way, was excellent. Land of Talk is a Canadian band out of Montreal. They were active for several years, and then not too many years after their 2010 release, Cloak and Cipher, they sort of went on indefinite hiatus. They just sort of disappeared, and they were back. And this was their first show back in New York, and it was phenomenal. And Little Scream opened, and they were fantastic as well. I was actually, I spent so much money on Land of Talk merch and like some old, some rare stuff, including Elizabeth Powell, she's the lead singer. Her solo stuff from the 90s, she still had sealed cassettes left and those aren't easy to come by. So I snatched one of those up. You know, I got as much stuff as I could from them. And then I didn't have anything left to buy a Little Scream album. So that one I'm still looking for. I was hoping to get it yesterday, or I'm sorry, not yesterday, the day before at Redscroll, but they didn't have it. So I found a bunch of other great stuff at Redscroll though. A couple of things. I really love Kate Bush, and I don't have anything by her. So I was really excited because they had a ton of Kate Bush stuff come in. I actually had to sort of narrow it down and just pick a few things that I wanted. So the first thing I got is this 12-inch single of this woman's work. That's my favorite Kate Bush song. I could listen to it on repeat like over and over and over again. So this one was a limited. It's actually in a poster sleeve. So I'm going to show you that. The record itself is just in this plain black sleeve. And then this opens up to become a double-sided poster, which is pretty cool. So let's see. I'm going to show you guys in the frame. It's going to be a little too big, but yeah, it's a pretty big poster. And then on the other side, it's just the same image as the front. So that's pretty cool. I don't think I have anything with an actual poster sleeve. So that was pretty neat. So I picked this one up. And this one came out in 1989 and EMI. So I'm glad to have it. It's a UK import, of course. So yeah, I got this one. That's the first Kate Bush that I bought. And the second thing I bought, they had a couple of different picture discs. And they were interview picture discs, which I thought was kind of cool. So I decided to get one of these. I really didn't know much about it, but it's got photos on both sides. So there's one side, and then it says interview picture disc limited edition on the back. This came out in 1987, and I looked it up, and it's on back-to-back records. Yeah, so it's actually just an interview, but I thought it was really cool. I love picture discs, so I got this one for a really good price. And yeah, I'll have to give this a listen. It's another UK import. They had at least one other picture disc there, but there was so much other stuff I wanted to get, so I only got one of these, but that's pretty cool. So I got that. And then I was really excited about this. I had seen in their online inventory like the day before that they'd gotten a couple of Xray Specs albums in. And I wanted to get at least one. I don't have any Xray Specs on vinyl. And I really was hoping that they would still have them, and luckily they did. So I ended up choosing this one. This is Xray Specs. This is a bootleg, actually, of, it's got the Peel Session and a bunch of other stuff. And, you know, all different things I've recorded in different places, rough cuts, backing tracks, all sorts of neat stuff. And it's on this, there's my cat crying. Always a cat crying in this video. And it's on really gorgeous yellow wax. So this one came out in 2009. Again, it's not on label, it's a bootleg. But I thought it was really, really interesting. So I ended up going with this one. The other record they had was like a reissue that is a little easier to come by. So I decided to just go with this one because I've never seen this. And from what I found online, it is kind of rare, this bootleg. So, and actually this is the first bootleg record I've ever bought. So, but it's in really nice shape. The cover is still gorgeous, so I'm excited. I picked this one up. You know, if you don't know Xray Specs, they're a British punk band in the 70s and 80s. Just fantastic polystyrene. Check it out if you don't know. I'm sure you guys know who these guys are, but if you don't, check it out. Really excellent music and paved the way for a lot of punk bands. So yeah, so I picked this one up. I was really happy to find that. And then I just found a whole bunch of 7 inches that I wanted to get. some are kind of some are kind of just fun, 80s and stuff like that, and then some other stuff I've had on my want list for ages, and really excited that I was able to find some of this stuff. Redscroll apparently took in some, like, a really huge collection of stuff, really great stuff. Of course, I don't live near them, so I can't get to them except on the weekends, and it's tough because so much of the stuff that I want, they sell out like that. Which, it's nice to know that there's a record store that gets really excellent stuff in, but unfortunately, you know, that's the problem with it, is it's so popular that the stuff goes before I get a chance to get down there and get it. But so for my first sort of you know, nostalgia purchase, bangles, Manic Monday, which is so cool. This came out in 1985 on CBS, and yeah, I mean, Manic Monday, I remember the song when I was a kid, you know, playing it. I don't know if you guys remember, back in the 80s, they had these things called pocket rockers, and it was like a tiny little tape deck, and it came with these little mini micro cassettes that just had like one song on each side. They were like multicolor, they were plastic. And I had a Bangles one, had Manic Monday on one side and Walk Like an Egyptian on the other, and I loved that. I would roller skate to that in my parents' basement for hours. So yeah, I kind of had to get this. This was great. And these were all really cheap. These 7 inches from, you know, the old ones that I got. So I picked up the Bangles. The next one I got was Electric Youth, Debbie Gibson. Again, it's a nostalgia thing. I wore the hat. I wore the blazers. You know, come on. I definitely was into Debbie Gibson. I had the Electric Youth perfume, if you can believe it. So, yeah, went to see her so many times in concert. I can't even remember how many times I saw her in concert. I don't think as many times as I saw New Kids on the Block. Such are the joys of growing up in the 80s when this is the only stuff that's on the radio, and this is, you know, what you learn and what you like. But yeah, so this is, again, just a nostalgia purpose. This is or pick up the sleeves in pretty rough shape, but that's okay because the record looks beautiful. So got this one. And then another one, and I have no shame over loving these guys, the Carpenters. I have a bunch of Carpenters records. There's my cat again. I have been into the Carpenters since, God, I was a kid. I remember one of my earliest memories of records was just sitting in front of the stereo system that I now have, which was my parents' at the time, and looking through the records. And I remember my mom having the Carpenters, and I love the cover, and I really loved Karen Carpenter's voice, and I still do. I think it's one of the best voices ever. And so I started getting a lot of Carpenter's records through the years, flea markets, and there's actually one record store that even when I was in high school and in college, they were still open in this, I think now closed mall, and I could sometimes find Carpenter's records in there. So yeah, but I have, I think, a couple 7 inches, but this one's Merry Christmas, Darling, which is, Carpenters at Christmas time, you gotta have it. So I was really happy that they had this, and I picked this one up. So someday I'll have to show everyone my Carpenters collection. It will bore probably a lot of people, but I don't care. I love them. I love these guys. I had a radio show when I was in college. I played all kinds of stuff, but once in a while I would drag out Carpenters and play the entire 3 hours of just Carpenters music, and drove everyone in my college nuts. That's my job. So, moving on from nostalgia pickups, I picked up this one, God Is My Co-Pilot, Gender Is As Gender Does. This was a 1992 release on Funky Mushroom Records, and this one's really cool because it's this really awesome gold vinyl. So I really like that. The color on it is really cool. And these were limited to a run of 1,000. And what's cool is mine is number 1 out of 1,000. So I thought that was kind of neat. And it still has like all the little inserts and things inside it. So you got this little thank you note from Funky Mushroom Records, thanking you for purchasing the record. Here's like a little brochure of different records out on Funky Mushroom that you can buy. So that's neat. And then it's got the actual insert. So yeah, it was cool to find all those little extras in there, and the gold vinyl is really, really pretty. So yeah, I picked this one up. I got another bootleg. This is Fugazi Noisebleed. This is a bootleg. I'm not sure what year this actually came out, but it has a live 1991 recording on it. So yeah, this is my second bootleg record that I got. You know, just plain label, nothing on it except made in the USA. So I picked this one up. Thought that was kind of a cool find. And then the last 3 7-inches that I got are ones that I've been looking for a really long time. Again, I love Lois. I'm not going to try to butcher her last name because I never know if it's Mafio, Mafeo, I don't know. I don't know how it's pronounced, so I hate to butcher it. But anyway, I got a couple of things that she sings on. Plus, she was in a band called Courtney Love. It's not the singer Courtney Love, it's the band Courtney Love with Pat Malley. And I found one of those 7-inches too. So this one first is it's a split 7-inch, nothing painted blue, and Lois, and it's called July. So I got this single. I've had this one on my want list forever, so I was happy about finding this one. And I really, really love like the vintage style on the inner labels, so that's cool. Cross that one off my list. And next I picked up a Lois single, The Trouble With Me. This is on K Records. This is from 1994, I believe. And it's even got Donna Dresch on it playing bass, which is pretty cool. Actually, no, this is 1993. And it was out on K, so it's part of the International Pop Underground. And I like the center labels on this one as well. It's kind of cool, and again, a little bit retro, which I dig. So I've been wanting this one for a long time. I'm glad that I picked this one up. I can't believe they had like 3 Lois records, because I never find that stuff anywhere in the Northeast. So I thought that was really awesome. Obviously these came in a collection, someone else who really enjoyed Lois. So, and then the band she was in, Courtney Love. The single is Hey Antoinette, and it's got Strip Mine and My Last Night on it as well. And this is on Feel Good All Over Records. This one came out in 1991. I have another Lois record, Courtney Love record, but there are a few singles out there. So I picked this one up. I was really excited. My last thing that is actually something that came in the mail today. This is a compilation record on Yo-Yo Recordings. This is called Periscope, another Yo-Yo compilation. I got this one specifically for Excuse 17, but it's got a lot of great stuff on it. It's got Fits of Depression, it's got Neutral Milk Hotel, Team Dresch, and Beck, and a bunch of other stuff. This was released in 1994 on Yo-Yo Recordings, and what's really cool about it is there were 2 releases of this record. One was just on standard black vinyl, and then one was on purple marbled, and I got the purple marbled one. So I thought that was really awesome. And yeah, I've had my eye on this record for a while now. It seems like every time one comes up for sale, it's always coming from like Japan. And the shipping costs are just outrageous. So I thought, well, I'll just keep waiting. Eventually one will come up in the US, and one did. So I'm really excited to have that, continuing my collection of anything Excuse 17 related. And if you don't know who Excuse 17 is, you might if you've watched my other videos, but they were a band out of Olympia, Washington in the early 90s, and it was Carrie Brownstein, Becca Albee, and CJ Phillips on drums. So, you know, they were around for a little while, not too long. They put out 2 records, and then they were on a couple of compilations and stuff like this one, like this Periscope one. So those are my finds for the past couple of weeks, and hopefully I will get some more records to show you guys soon. And in the meantime, if you like what you see here, subscribe, and check me out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I'm online, so I have my social media links in the bottom here. Just check them out, and thanks for watching. This is my cat, Cubby. Oh, yeah, he wanted to help out, but now he doesn't anymore.